The hardest day of my life was the day I lost my mother. And receiving that phone call, I knew everything was going to change from that point. I firstly called my sister. I didn't know whether to scream or cry or do all of it all at once. My mum was my best friend, and we had been through all of this together. Just knowing that she wasn't there to help me through my breathing when I was having arrhythmia was so difficult that I knew that I still needed her. And heart disease can take away family members. This is the realness of the situation. I saw my own mortality when I read the death certificate. It was the hardest time of my life, and I'll never ever forget that day.
Larissa was barely holding on with her mother gone. Again, Larissa slipped into a deep depression and lost a lot of her drive and motivation. It was a long time before she could start to feel like moving on, since Larissa not only had shared a loving bond with her mother, but she had also shared the connection of the same heart condition, and the one who truly understood her struggle was gone, but never forgotten. Even after everything that had happened to Larissa, she still felt a drive to keep going. After getting help from her grievance counsellor, Larissa found something she could focus on, something to give back her self-confidence and move through her grieving period, to keep pushing forward. Pinup modelling.
When my mother passed away, I went to a grievance counsellor, and they said that it's best that I find a hobby that gives me self-confidence, makes me feel happy about my surgery scars, because it took me a lot of time to accept my surgery scars at the age I was, and how horrendous they did look at the time. Through pinup modelling, I've started to embrace myself a lot more. When I went to my first pinup workshop, I was scared and shaking, nervous. I didn't talk to anyone, and I had to go last at my photo shoot because I didn't want anyone to see me move or be posing, and I was so nervous about my scar. I would hide it and hold it, and they loved me. They thought I was a natural. They clapped. Everyone clapped around me. I was very supported. I had these amazing women around me that were supportive, and we all just embraced that you don't have to be a supermodel. You can just be who you want to be in the way that you want to look. Like the vintage sort of style is what we embrace, and 1940s and 50s is something that I very much loved, that era. And I always joke that I was born in the wrong era because that's the era that I would have loved to be in, because the style just really suited me. I walked in to the vintage modelling workshop scared, nervous, and grieving for the loss of my mother. And I walked out feeling like I was Marilyn Monroe on a beautiful movie set. And the way that I walked, my posture, my talking just became more confident in a lot of things that I do. So when I put on this beautiful dress and I do my hair and my makeup, I suddenly become this character of Miss Lexi Hart. And it's about surviving what I've survived and becoming what I want to become now, because the hard bits are over. It's about embracing the future of what I'm going to be and who I want to be. And the fact that I got to embrace my scars and start to love who I am as a person and my body, my confidence soared, my respect for myself soared. I decided to enter Pinup Doll Australia. This was just a hobby, an extra thing I could do after work every day, practicing costumes, moves, pinup poses, and I ended up loving it. I got on that stage and I just became the best version of myself, and I was Miss Lexi Hart, and here I was just becoming who I wanted to be.